You know, I don't know if the GST on pencils have gone up or not, but the input prices of pretty much everything has gone up, and there's no denying that. Now, the other big story of the day, Shivsena MP Sanjay Raut has been sent to Enforcement Directorate custody till the 4th of August in connection with an alleged money laundering case in the Patra Chol land scam. The ED has submitted that Raut and his family have benefited to the tune of 1.6 crore rupees. Raut has said that he will fight and win. Former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray praised Raut, saying that he is proud of him and that Raut is a true Shivsenik. Earlier in the day, due to his arrest, Shivseniks hit the streets in Mumbai, Nashik and Aurangabad to protest the arrest of their leader. Reacting to the news, Rahul Gandhi tweeted that efforts are on to break the morale of the opponents and silence the truth by misusing government agencies.
जमाना एक रहता नहीं, सारे लोगों के लिए दिन जो है बदलते रहते हैं। अच्छे दिन बुरे दिन, अच्छे दिन कब आएंगे वो बात अलग थी, लेकिन ऐसे लोगों के बुरे दिन तो जरूर आते हैं और आप जैसे बर्ताव उस वक्त अन्य लोगों के साथ करते हो, शायद उससे बुरा बर्ताव उस वक्त जनता आपके साथ कर सकती है। नहीं, मुझे संजय राउत पर अभिमान है और बाला साहब का असली सैनिक सिर्फ वो पिक्चर देखने के लिए ठीक है, पुष्पा झुकेगा नहीं, लेकिन झुका नहीं।
And earlier in the day, I spoke to Rajya Sabha MP from the Shivsena, Priyanka Chaturvedi. I started by asking her that since the charges allegedly against Sanjay Raut are so serious, shouldn't they be probed? Listen in to that conversation.
No, charges, absolutely they should be examined, and nobody is not saying that it shouldn't be examined. What we are questioning is the timing, what we are questioning is the intent, and we are questioning on the basis of what are they, talking about these charges. Have you seen ED has been known to push out information through sources, and media has been playing it to the gallery. I'm not talking about your particular channel or any channel per se, but media has been playing it to the gallery. As of now, do you have any documentary evidence or any document which supports these charges? And that is why the question is the intent really financial transparency, or the intent is political witch hunt of a person who has been strongly opposing the BJP in the state and the centre? We have seen there are two kinds of people in politics these days. One who fear the ED and who run away to the Bharatiya Janata Party camp, who are being openly threatened. You've seen Arjun Khotkarji who went on record in a press conference, he was crying that I'm being forced, I'm being arm twisted because of financial, the blackmailing on the basis of ED functioning. And on the other hand, one is fear, one is facing the ED. Sanjay Raut is facing the ED. 2 ED summons skipped because the parliament was in session, explained that parliament is in session. As a parliamentarian, you have to attend the parliament and the proceedings. Was the reason enough for them to detain him and arrest him?
You're talking about the timing, Ms. Chaturvedi. So are you saying he's been detained because the parliament session is on?
I would just want to know as to on what ground was he detained. The charges that are coming is he's not cooperating. And if you would have heard Sunil Rautji, who's Sanjay Rautji's brother, said that not a single documentary evidence was asked for. Or the reason why they have come at 7:30 in the morning and knocking on a door, none of that evidence was even asked for, sought out. And here you're making a case of not cooperating with the ED. I think it is extremely unfortunate. And let me just give you a small figure. It was my parliamentary question where I had asked how many ED summons have been issued since 2014 and before between the 2004 to 14 decade. 2004 to 14 decade had around 200 ED summons. From 2014 onwards till date, there have been over 3,000 summons. Now, I asked the conviction rate, how many led to any charge sheet? It is 23 people. 3,000 summons, 23 people have been convicted. 0.5% is the conviction. So what is anyone to understand that this is not serious charges? These are cooked up charges to hound people politically and political opponents. And it's happening with business people too. It is happening across board. It is silencing today's institutions, it's silencing the corporate world, it's silencing the media world, it is silencing the journalism world, because they believe that the only way to control the narrative is by totally controlling the power and authority of every institution.
So the claims or the counter by those of the ruling party are that the Enforcement Directorate is just doing their job, and if the person who's accused or being investigated, in this case Mr. Raut, is innocent, process take place. What would be your response to this?
No, who was stopping the process? Again, I repeat to you, 2 summons during a parliamentary session, not attended, and having written it in writing, that once given it in writing to the chairman of the house as well as to ED functionaries who sent this summons, that because of ongoing parliament session, I would be unable to attend. I would be in Delhi, discharging my parliamentary duties. I'll be more than happy to cooperate once the session is over. Why would what hell broke loose for ED to go running to his house and taking him under detention? He's a member of parliament. He's a senior leader. What threat was he to you, or threat to Indian security, law and order, for him to be detained and arrested? That's a simple question I ask all of you. As a senior member of parliament who has adhered to his constitutional responsibilities, is that a crime now? And I remember Harish Salvi making an argument in the Supreme Court. Heavens won't fall if the Chief Minister of Maharashtra changed. So I would want to understand, have heavens fallen for ED to go ahead and arrest him?
You're saying that Mr. Raut was not given written grounds for his detention, but the recent Supreme Court order has actually upheld the Enforcement Directorate's ambit and their right to detain people without giving an ECIR or sharing those details with the accused. The idea is so that the accused cannot destroy evidence if that's the case. Do you think that's also behind the timing of his arrest?
I am sorry, it is unfortunate, with all due respect to the Honorable Supreme Court. I certainly am, I am worried about such kind of orders that are passed by the Supreme Court and the legitimacy it gives to institutions to go beyond their reach, beyond the positions of responsibility, to override every single right of an individual, of a citizen. Today they have given them unlimited, unchecked power to go and arrest anybody without any documentary evidence, as well as the onus of proving yourself innocent lies on the victim who's been accused. So I think this is, the law says that innocent until proven guilty. Here the Supreme Court, unfortunately, has made them believe that you're guilty till you prove you're innocent. I think that's a very unfortunate stance, and it only will lead to further, I would say, a weakening of India's democracy, India's people's rights, and will lead to further chaos. And I can tell you one thing, today the Bharatiya Janata Party happens to be in power and misusing all these institutions. Tomorrow it could be any other political party in power. But by empowering ED just way beyond anyone's reach and anyone's control, I think you're leading to a situation where there would be a confrontation between judiciary and legislative.
You know, ma'am, you're saying that the ED is targeting only opposition members. Now, during the UPA time, when the BJP was in opposition, they were the ones coming up with allegations of several scams against the government. One doesn't see the opposition really managing to do that. Why do you think that is? Is the opposition failing to find any chinks in the armor?
Okay, I'll give you certain examples. It's just so unfortunate that the onus of answering to people of this country lies with the opposition, and no questions are asked of the government of the day. The onus and the burden of answering this actual question should have been on the government, and how impartial have they allowed the ED to be. And I will give you examples. Himanta Biswa Sarma is the Assam Chief Minister. He used to be a very important Congress member, and there were several charges against him made by the Bharatiya Janata Party in opposition in Assam. I want to ask through you, what happened to these charges? Nitin Gadkari ji has gone on record to say वो लोग washing machine में साफ हो जाते हैं जैसे ही BJP में आते हैं. Now I'll give you another example. Suvendu Adhikari, TMC member, joins the BJP. Scam after scam after scam are attributed to him. What happens to those charges? Now let me get you to Maharashtra. Over 40 MLAs have left, and all 40 MLAs had some ED case, out of 40 MLAs, some of them had ED cases going against them. Now let me come to a specific member of parliament. A lot was made about that particular member of parliament by Bharatiya Janata Party, which is Kirit Somaiya, who said that Bhavna Gowliji would be arrested. Over 10 summons were issued to her, ED summons. But because she has shown support to the rebel camp, today there are no arrests demanded for 10 summons. He has skipped 2 summons because he was handling his parliamentary duty. 10 summons have been skipped, and today she is continuing to attend the parliament, absolutely free, no problems, and those who had been put behind bars have also been pulled out. Mr. Jadhav, Yashwant Jadhav from Mumbai, MLA, several charges against him, ED investigation against him, shut down overnight. So before you ask about the opposition, I think you should ask of those who have gone through the washing machine process of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
All right, thank you for speaking with us. That was Priyanka Chaturvedi, MP in the Rajya Sabha from the Shivsena, saying the action against Mr. Raut is nothing but political vendetta.